Welcome to The Deep Dive. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of, wait for it, mirror neurons. You know how you sometimes catch yourself yawning after someone else does? Or how about tearing up during a sad movie? Turns out there's a reason for that. And it's all thanks to these little brain cells mimicking what they see.
It's true, the world of mirror neurons is full of surprises.
It is. And we're joined by expert speaker today, and we're going to dive deep into an article by neuroscientist Marynês Pereira that unpacks how this contagious effect shapes us in ways we might not even realize. Get ready to rethink what you thought you knew about the brain, expert speaker, because things are about to get very interesting.
I'm ready.
So let's break this down. Expert speaker, for those new to this, what exactly are mirror neurons?
Well, imagine watching someone reach for a cup of coffee. Okay, as you observe, specific neurons in your brain, called mirror neurons, start firing.
Okay.
The fascinating part, these are the same neurons that would activate if you were reaching for that coffee.
So it's almost as if our brains are practicing the action just by observing it.
Exactly.
Could this be why we instinctively flinch when we see someone else about to get hurt?
Precisely. And, this mirroring effect goes beyond just physical actions. It extends to emotions as well. When you see someone smile, your mirror neurons for smiling also light up, making you more likely to smile back. That's why emotions can be so contagious.
That makes so much sense. It's like our brains are hardwired for connection, for instantly understanding and reflecting the experience of others.
Exactly. But, what's even more fascinating is that mirror neurons go beyond simple imitation. They play a crucial role in much more complex processes like learning, empathy, and social behavior. For example, have you ever noticed how a baby learns? They observe, they mimic, right?
Yeah.
This type of learning, often called social learning theory, is heavily influenced by mirror neurons.
So you're saying that these tiny neurons are actually a cornerstone of how we learn and interact as humans?
Absolutely. Think about it. Learning a new language, understanding social cues, even developing empathy for others, mirror neurons are thought to be deeply involved in all of these.
This is where things get really interesting. Tell me more about how mirror neurons impact us on a deeper level.
Well, consider how we learn new skills. A significant part of it comes from observing others, right? And then mirroring their actions. Mirror neurons are believed to be the neurological basis for this observational learning. They allow us to internalize the actions of others and make them our own.
So that's why watching a cooking show can make you feel like a master chef, even if you haven't even touched a spatula. But it's more than just cooking, right? This applies to so many aspects of our lives.
You got it. This mirroring effect isn't limited to skills alone. Mirror neurons also help us understand the emotions of others, which forms the basis of empathy.
It's like our brains create a simulation of what others are feeling, helping us connect on a deeper level.
Exactly. And Marynês Pereira provides a compelling example of this in her article. She talks about how virtual reality therapy utilizes mirror neurons to aid in motor rehabilitation, even in amputees.
I remember reading about that. They're doing some amazing things with virtual reality these days.
Indeed. Patients with mobility issues can observe a virtual avatar of themselves walking or moving their limbs in the VR environment. And even though they aren't physically performing the action, their mirror neurons fire as if they are.
It's like their brains are being tricked into healing just by watching the desired action.
It's amazing how technology can tap into our brains in such a profound way. But how does this actually help with something as complex as motor rehabilitation?
Well, research shows that this simulated experience can actually strengthen neural pathways and improve motor function over time. It's still a relatively new area of study, but the potential is incredibly exciting.
It really highlights the incredible possibilities of mirror neurons in therapeutic settings. But as with many things in life, there are two sides to every coin. While incredible in their ability to foster empathy and connection, mirror neurons can also have a downside. So you're saying that the same mechanism that allows us to connect with someone's joy can also make us susceptible to their negativity.
Exactly.
Like I'm thinking about how quickly panic can spread through a crowd. Is this the same idea at play here? You've hit the nail on the head. It's the, as Pereira calls it, the double-edged sword of mirror neurons. They can spread positive emotions and behaviors, but also contribute to the spread of negativity, fear, and even aggression. Think about it in the context of a highly charged situation, like a close sports game where tensions are running high.
Right.
One person becomes aggressive, maybe even violent. Others, even if they aren't usually prone to that kind of behavior, might find themselves mirroring that aggression.
Because their mirror neurons are firing as if they are experiencing that anger firsthand.
Yes.
So it's almost like their brain doesn't even have time to think rationally before acting.
That's a good way to put it. It's like a domino effect of negativity, fueled by our mirror neuron system. But before we spiral into a deterministic view of human behavior, Pereira makes a crucial point in her article. We are not puppets to our mirror neurons. We still have a choice in what we reflect.
So it's not a guarantee that we'll automatically mimic every negative behavior we see.
Not at all.
How do we resist that?
Just as negativity can spread, so can positivity, kindness, and compassion. When we consciously choose to embody those qualities, we become like living, breathing mirrors, reflecting good vibes back into the world.
Okay, so it's not just about being aware of the negative, but also actively choosing to be a source of positivity.
Yes.
How fascinating. Is there research to support this idea that we can consciously choose what our mirror neurons activate?
Absolutely. Studies have shown that when we consciously cultivate empathy, practice compassion, and model those behaviors, it can have a positive ripple effect on those around us. It's like that saying, be the change you want to see in the world, but with a neurological basis.
It makes you think about the role of media and leaders in all of this, and Pereira mentions they have a huge responsibility because of this mirror neuron effect. What are your thoughts on this?
It's incredibly relevant today, especially with the sheer volume of information we're exposed to daily. The behaviors, attitudes, and even beliefs portrayed in the media, whether it's news, social media, or entertainment, can have a profound impact on our own thoughts and actions, whether we realize it or not. Think about how influenced we are by what we see on our screens.
It's almost like our mirror neurons don't know the difference between reality and what we're watching on a screen, especially when it comes to emotions.
That's a great point. And it highlights the importance of being mindful of what we allow into our minds. And this is where leadership comes in. Leaders, from politicians and CEOs to influencers and even just within our own circles, set the tone for how we interact with the world. Their words and actions are constantly being mirrored by those who look up to them, shaping behaviors and attitudes.
So if we want to see a more empathetic and compassionate world, we need leaders who embody those qualities and who are mindful of what they are reflecting back to society.
Exactly. It's not the only factor, of course, but it's a crucial piece of the puzzle. When leaders prioritize empathy, model ethical behavior, and champion kindness, it sends a powerful message that resonates throughout society. It's about creating a positive feedback loop where positive actions are reflected back, amplifying their impact.
Yeah, it's almost as if we each have a responsibility to be mindful of the reflections we're putting out there. You know, what we do, what we say, it all has the potential to influence those around us.
Absolutely. We're not just passive observers in this whole mirror neuron dance. You know, we have agency. We have the power to choose what we reflect back into the world. And by consciously cultivating positive qualities within ourselves, we can contribute to a more compassionate and empathetic society. Wouldn't it be amazing if we could harness the power of mirror neurons for good?
It's a very hopeful thought. You know, on a more individual level, what does this all mean for us as we navigate this world of contagious emotions and mirrored behaviors?
It starts with awareness.
Yeah.
Okay, pay attention to how you feel when you're around certain people or consuming certain types of media. Are you feeling uplifted and inspired or, drained and cynical? Your mirror neurons are constantly reacting, offering you clues about your environment and your own internal state.
So it's like tuning in to those subtle cues and making conscious choices about what we expose ourselves to.
Exactly. If you're feeling overwhelmed by negativity, don't be afraid to, step back. Consciously choose different inputs. Surround yourself with people who embody the qualities you want to cultivate in yourself. Seek out media that uplifts and inspires, that reminds you of the good in humanity. It's about curating a positive feedback loop for your own brain.
It's like taking responsibility for feeding our own mirror neurons a healthier diet.
Yes.
What a fascinating way to think about it.
It really is.
And even those small acts of kindness can have a ripple effect. A smile, a kind word, a helping hand. These might seem insignificant, but they can trigger those mirror neurons in others, sparking a chain reaction of positivity.
It's true.
This deep dive into mirror neurons really highlights how interconnected we all are. It's almost as if our brains are having this constant, unspoken dialogue with the world around us.
It's a beautiful way to put it. We're constantly influencing and being influenced by the people and experiences around us. It's a reminder that we're not alone in this world, and that our actions, no matter how small, can have a real impact.
So the next time you feel that urge to yawn, laugh, or even get swept up in a crowd's energy, remember those mirror neurons. They're a powerful reminder that even our unconscious reactions can have a ripple effect. Expert speaker, thank you so much for this insightful conversation. This has given us a lot to think about.
The pleasure was all mine. This is such a fascinating field of study. And, it's a reminder that we're always learning more about ourselves and the incredible power of the human brain.
And to our listeners, we hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity. Remember to check out Marynês Pereira's article for an even deeper dive into this topic. And as always, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep those amazing brains of yours firing.